Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the New Year's Eve game for the Thunder. They are continuing their tradition of playing at home on New Year's Eve. We're going to talk about a little Isaiah Hartenstein news with this injury that has popped up over the past couple of days. We're going to talk about the new 2K27 ratings and where everybody ranks among the OKC Thunder players. And then we will continue our series leading up to the preseason new season of what to expect from everybody in this upcoming season. And today we have a day Mara. But before we get into it, I want to remind you guys to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps me and the channel out so much. So if you guys are enjoying these videos and want to stay in tune throughout the rest of this off season, and as we get into the regular season where we will be back to uploading near 5 days a week, this is the place to be. So make sure you are subscribed and ready for all of that. But let's dive into it. The Thunder are going to continue their New Year's Eve tradition by playing at home on December 31st that night and just continuing that tradition. And this year it will be against the Miami Heat. And it kind of feels like we play the Miami Heat around the same time, a lot around this time with New Year's Eve and all that. But Miami obviously has a new superstar in their works in Giannis Antetokounmpo. So this is going to be a really fun game to be at. Obviously, you have the star power in Giannis that will be able to provide that little extra kind of firepower to this game. But you also have to realize that the Miami Heat just aren't that deep. Outside of Giannis and a few other players, they just don't have a lot of guys that can go out there and that you're really going to rely on. Obviously, that can change by the time we get to New Year's. Maybe they've had some guys to develop, but you know that it will be a Giannis show. So it'll be up to the likes of a Jalen Williams, a Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, all those bigger guys to control the paint. Don't let him get out and the fast break and really do it. You want him to force him into some tough mid-range shots, force him outside of the paint to make those shots, and you have a really good chance of winning. And obviously, Miami's going to be one of those teams that will be fighting in the Eastern Conference, but this is a team that the Thunder should have no problem with and really should go out there and have an easy time winning this game, continuing that New Year's Eve tradition, ending off 2026 with a W, and then being able to go into 2027 with that win in their back of the mind, and then they can go on to January 2nd. I don't remember who they played, but you can go into the new year feeling really good about yourself. You can go out there, celebrate that, and be able to come out on the other side happy with what you were able to do. But now we will talk about this Isaiah Hartenstein injury that has popped up. It recently came out over the past couple of days that Isaiah Hartenstein is dealing with another ankle injury when he was getting ready to play for Germany for some of the FIBA stuff. So it looks like Isaiah Hartenstein will not be playing with Germany the rest of the offseason now. It doesn't look like anything too serious where we're not going to have to worry about him possibly missing time for the Thunder when we get started on October 20th. But you want to just make sure that everything's okay with Hartenstein. Obviously, like we said, he's not going to be playing with Germany, just one of those things where he hurt his ankle. And this coming after he signs that new extension, 3 years, $75 million, 25 AAV across those 3 years. So you want to make sure that he is all right and that he is able to play as much as possible when you're paying him $25 million a year to go out there. And obviously, it's a big pay cut of what he was expecting. He was expecting nearly $30 million. He takes a little bit of a pay cut. He recently came out and said that he wanted to take that pay cut just to stay in Oklahoma City. He wants to stay here and play as long as he can. So that was really good from Hartenstein being able to talk about that and really just show that he wants to be a part of this team. He wants to try to win another championship. And he was willing to take a little bit of a pay cut to help the Thunder out with roster construction, all of that. So that's a really big thing from Hartenstein, and we're just hoping that he is able to stay healthy and probably not going to do much the rest of the offseason. Just want to make sure that ankle is good, and then as you ramp back up in the coming month and a half to get ready for the NBA season, that he is fully ready to go and that he's not missing any time on the side of that. But now we'll talk about the 2K27 ratings that have come out. there were quite a bit Thunder players that made the top 100, 7 of them to be exact. At number 93, Alex Caruso had 81 overall. Casey Wallace right ahead of him at 91st in the top 100 at an 81 overall. And then your 82 overalls at number 83 and 82 is AJ Mitchell and Isaiah Hartenstein. Those guys are back-to-back. Kind of interesting that they have Hartenstein ahead of AJ Mitchell. I feel like you would have those flip-flopped, but nonetheless, both of them 82 overalls. And then you get into the big three. Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, an 85 for J-Dub and an 86 for Chet Holmgren. Just absolutely disrespectful to those guys. Obviously, people forget how good J-Dub has been when coming. Obviously, he was not able to stay healthy, but he is not an 85 overall. He's an 87, 88 overall, and just because he's injured does not take away of how he's one of the best two-way players in the entire league, and I hope people realize that he is coming and he's going to be ready to go this upcoming season. So I'm ready to see how quickly that 85 gets bumped up. And then obviously SGA, the number 1 rated player in 2K27, tied with Jokic and Wemby, but they did give Shea the top overall rating at a 97. Wemby and Jokic both had a 97, but Shea at the top of that list like he should be, a back-to-back MVP, still the best player in the world, and at a 97 overall. So fully expect that. Obviously, SGA, that ranking is right. Chet and J-Dub, those rankings are too low in my mind. Both of these guys are top 30 players in the league. They have them at 45 and 42. That's just very disrespectful to what they do. And I think a lot of where they have Chet at 42 and an 86 is just because of how bad he played in Game 7. If you look outside of that, he was absolutely great. Outside of that, you have Isaiah Hartenstein, AJ Mitchell at an 82. Would not be shocked by the end of the season if AJ Mitchell is up to an 85, just how good he is. Casey Wallace and Alex Caruso at the 81s overall. Would probably expect Casey Wallace to be up in that 83, 84, and maybe if he just has an outstanding season as the 2 guard for this team, probably looking at an 84, 85 overall. But 7 guys in the top 100, I mean, those are going to be your main rotational guys, your starting 5 with SGA, Wallace, J-Dub, Chet, Hartenstein. And then your guys off the bench and Alex Caruso and AJ Mitchell. You also have Jared McCain, who I believe it will be an 80 overall, but was not inside the top 100. And then you're going to have your Jalen Williams, your Kenrich Williams, and all those falling behind those guys. But now we'll talk about and what to expect and continue our series of what to expect in this upcoming season for every single player. And today will be a day of tomorrow. And like we talked about with the Isaiah Hartenstein injury, he should be ready. But if the Thunder want to be a little bit cautious at the beginning of the year, maybe he's not fully 100%, you do have that luxury having a Dayamara, a Thomas Sorber as well, who can go out there and be the big that you're kind of missing with Isaiah Hartenstein. Obviously, they're not going to make as big of an impact because Hartenstein is in his prime. He's been there, done that. But Dayamara, what to expect from him in this upcoming season? I think we expect him to get some decent amount of minutes. Obviously, being the number 12 pick in this draft, he's going to be out there. He has that size and length. He's going to be out there to get rebounds, be an amazing defender on bigger teams like the Spurs, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, those teams in the West that have those bigger bodies. He's going to have to come out there and play big-time minutes. So we'll see what he does. Obviously, you don't expect a crazy amount from him on the offensive side. He's going to be a better passing big. But on the scoring side, you're probably just not going to see a lot. It's going to be a lot of, if he scores, it's going to be putbacks. It's going to be finishes around the rim, a dunk, or a lob from the likes of a Shea, AJ Mitchell, J-Dub, those types of guys. So don't expect anything absolutely crazy on the offensive end from a Dayamara this season. If you get those breakout games where he maybe drops a 15 and 10, you absolutely take that. But fully expect him to be out there to get those boards, be another big body where teams do not want to go out there and try to attack him because they know he can be an insane shot blocker. Get those rebounds, get those blocks, and then be a big part of the rotation minutes. Just go out there, play high-quality minutes. I think that's really what you expect from Adeyemara in this upcoming season. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.